Okay, I don't even know how to start this. So the tea with Nicky, I'm trying something different. So a new segment, I guess we could say. Seeps, one of my oldest best friends, we've been talking about doing a series, like more like Netflix and as opposed to podcast.
Yeah.
Life in Black and White. Maybe this segment will be called Life in Black and White. I told someone about it and they were like, I love that.
Who'd you tell?
Tubby at my work.
Uh-huh.
And I told her, because she wants to start a podcast as well. And so I told her that we're going to be doing this and that we've always wanted to do, and we said Life in Black and White. She's like, I love that. And I was like, it's a working title, we'll see. And she's like,
no, keep it.
It's good.
Yeah.
So this is Life in Black and White. Get it? I don't even know how to start this. What do we say? What do we discuss? Maybe, Seeps, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Asisipho Ndlovu Malunga. I am 30. I'm 30 years old. I'm born in Cape Town, born and bred, yeah. Nicky is one of my oldest friends. We've been friends for a very long time. She's my homie, my bae, my love. You know, if I could, do you know what I mean? If I could live in her skin, like I would. But she won't allow that.
You know, I'm like, don't touch me.
No, don't touch me. Except when her man is not here. Because when her man is not here, the true colors come out. They're just like, come love me. And you know what? Too little, too late.
I woke up in the middle of last night, my hands on you and your hands holding my hand. I'm spooning. Just got into such a bad habit.
Yeah.
Just because I always cuddle Matt. I'm the backpack on him. Like,
but that, do you know, I feel used. That's really what's happening. Like, you only spoon me when Matt is not around. Whereas I could spoon you all day and like I would be fine because I would live in you
also,
right now.
Does it count if it's sleep spooning? It's not awake.
You're still using me. Like, to be fair, you are.
Maybe a little bit.
If Matt was here, you'd be like, boundaries. Yes, that's exactly how you are.
But it's the funniest thing because I read somewhere where they say the person whose love language is touch actually doesn't want to be touched. But I don't think my love language isn't touch.
No, it's not.
But with my partner, I'm a really affectionate person.
You're a very active service person. You're very affectionate when you're drunk with me. Like, I know how much you love me. You tell me all the time.
Yeah.
But when you're drunk, it's a whole new level. Because then you want to touch me. Because I'm restraining myself all the time. But then you're like...
You make me sound like a predator.
No, I didn't mean it that way. No. That's not what I meant. But like when you drunk, I'm like, this Pepper, she loved me. Like, she loved me, like the same way I love her. Because then you're all I do. I know you do, friend. I know you do.
So yeah, I was just trying to think. I've never kind of had to do a podcast on the spot, always prepped, like what to do. And we always end up on the most random topics of conversation. The reason why I always wanted you on and for us to do something is because our conversations are hilarious.
No,
but they also brought so much stuff. So we literally do talk about life in black and white, quite literally. Also, then if you're talking about the ebbs and flows, it's like being single in Cape Town.
Oh, please.
Those are ebbs and flows.
That's ghetto.com. Like, what the hell? Men are not good people.
I'm so glad I'm out the trenches.
Men are not.
I used to be, and then, well, actually, no, we've never actually been single at the same time.
No, never.
There was once.
When, friend?
Between the boyfriend when I never saw you.
Oh,
and
T-Man
the
1.
most last one.
But T-Man 1 and T-Man 2, because the initials are the same.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
there was a brief period there. And that was when you hooked up with that guy in Tiger and you didn't realize. So it sounds really bad. No, it's just hilarious because you were living your best life.
Wait,
guy comes behind you
context.
and
hooked up with second year.
I can't remember. I think it was second year because I was single. So I was in second year. So you were third year.
Okay.
So we're living our best life. Dancing. You were dancing, some guy comes behind you, starts dancing. You guys are grinding. And I'm like, I think I was with Sam Tolman. And then we're like,
oh, okay. Sam took me out for my birthday.
Yes.
That's the last time I saw Sam Tolman.
Oh, really?
I've never seen her again.
So funny. And then you start hooking up with this guy. And then later I asked you about it. because it was a white guy, and you were like, I don't know how to hook up with a white man. I'm like, yes, you did, and you were loving it.
No, for context, so that makes me sound terrible. First of all, for context, right? I have never dipped too much in the other pond, right? I'm very specific. I like chocolate. I'm not saying that it's out of bounds, right? Also, I went to a predominantly white school.
That's true.
So I don't
tie with a predominantly white club.
Exactly, Mondo. They aren't really my people. And my people don't really date my people that go to Tiger. They date please don't judge us. But I don't even know what I thought. I was just drunk.
It was so funny.
And I wasn't even mad. I was just upset that I couldn't remember.
Yeah, and I think that was...
So you guys took a video of me. Because you showed it to me.
That sounds so mean. But I needed you to know. Because I was like, this is hilarious.
I never saw him again.
Because I didn't want you to know. I was like, because you guys were dancing for a while. So I was like, okay, well, clearly this is what this girl wants, but I need her to remember that she did once upon a time hook up with a white man.
But he wasn't the first white guy I hooked up with, though. There was a few.
The first one I've seen.
No, there was a very cute one. I think he went to Saks. He was adorable. It was on your birthday when Vix was here. I think it was your 18th.
Okay.
18th or 21st.
When we went to Tiger again.
We were at Tiger. I think
in my 18th.
Yeah.
My 21st we were at the house.
Yes, but hold on. Let's not jump timelines because I'm terrible with timelines. But Vix had that blue dress that we all wore. Remember, there's that bandage dress that Vix that lived.
Yes.
It was the sisterhood of the traveling dress.
Yes.
That dress looked good on all of us because all of us had worn that dress at some point, and it was my turn to wear the dress. But we didn't take turns with it. We just all wanted to wear the dress.
Yeah.
And that night, listen, Mama looked fine.
Oh, jeez, that night. Oh, my
Mama looked
birthday. The whole day was nice, and then the evening just went to shit for me. But we won't go into that.
No, we can't go into that one.
Mm-hmm. But what we were saying was the ghetto that is single life.
I like being single, actually.
No, I really enjoyed my time. I'm not going to lie. So I did enjoy my time spending those 4 years by myself, for myself, finding moi.
Yeah.
But
I haven't been single in 8 years.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah, like most of my 20s were with people.
But it's just, I also think now, I see friends who are single now, and we talk about this all the time. It's actually really hard to date nowadays because you've got all these like Tinders and Bumbles and Hinges, and I've been on them before, and they are worst. I hate it. I would have it for like a month and then delete it.
Really?
And then a couple months later, maybe go on again because I was like, how do you meet people nowadays?
I meet people very organically. Not gonna lie,
But you have to like go out. How do you meet people unless someone else sets you up? Remember the time I got set up on a blind date? Got set up on a blind date. So last date. And then went on a second date. He bought me a book. So that's obviously way to my heart. We all know. Bought me a book. And then after that, just spoke for a bit and then just disappeared. Told his friends that it was good, like good date. It just disappeared. I was like, that's fine.
Also,
I got a
like,
book out of this.
why are you going to put me to ghost me? Too much.
Like, maybe that was a parting gift. Like, thanks for the day.
Why did you bother? Keep your money. Like, what the hell?
Thanks for the day. This was a good time. Take your book and leave.
So you're telling me he went to a shop. First, he must have had a thought, right? And first he sat with it. I'm going to get next a book because she likes books. That's thoughtful, but you're manipulative, you twist. And then you're going to walk around the bookshop to look for a book for me. Still, I'm going to pay for it with my money and pay delivery fee to give you a book to never see you again. I almost pulled his accent. Must be drugs. Like, what is your problem? Where are you? Who's your mother? Like, who raised you? No. I dated someone, we didn't really date. Fully courted me, that dude. Hey, I was in the trenches. He lives in Joburg. If I see you again, sweetie, at the gates of heaven, coming for you. You know we're gonna die. And when I see you on the other side, it's match time. Fully courted me, that man, and then disappears on the 31st of December, friend. On New Year's Eve, disappears for 2 months. 2 months later on the day, he messages me and says, Happy New Year.
It's already 2 months into the year.
2 months into the year, he messages me and says, Happy New Year. why don't you love yourself? Like, you could have said nothing. I was really angry. Like, please love yourself.
Just stay ghosted.
Stay a ghost. Stay dead. Why are you coming back? Like, for what? Check if I'm still dumb. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm still salty about it. And then he sent me a text. Drake has got nothing on that man.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He's got nothing on him. He sent me a text where he was like, the problem was that I stopped communicating. Actually, I don't want to talk about it. But the point is, if you're gonna ghost, stick to it. Yeah. Commit to it. Like, ghost with your chest. Do you understand?
Ghost with your chest.
Yeah, ghost with your chest. Because what do you
like you mean it?
But like, commit to ghosting. Don't come back. Why are you coming back? This is not the arc of resurrection here. Like, because why are you back, friend?
I don't know. It's bizarre. It makes me think of that video that I showed you earlier on Instagram where this guy says, if you ghost me, I'll ghost you back. But if you ghosted me, you can't ghost someone back. So maybe it was this guy. He ghosted you.
And then he came back.
He came back.
But also, he sent me the message. So he ghosts me and then comes back and Happy New Year's me. And then I was just like, this is nonsense. So I block him. He notices that I blocked him on WhatsApp, sends me an SMS to explain why he's ghosted me. Why did you bother?
An SMS.
An SMS. He sent me an SMS. So you must have noticed that my picture's no longer there. And like, you've probably now sent me a message. But my point is, why did you not just stay dead? Why are you wasting your own time? Ghost with your chest. Like,
but have you ever been on those dating apps?
I tried, but those people just wanted sex.
Dude, yeah, I remember there was one, I can't remember exactly what he said, but literally it was straight off the bat, chatting to one another, and then he was literally saying, oh, because I was wearing black high-waisted jeans in my one photo. He's like, it was like one of those proper cheesy, stupid lines. It's like, really nice pants, I can see myself in them. I was like, no.
Who's your mother? No.
Please leave the chat.
No, when I first joined, it was
I can't remember what I said. This is really pathetic.
Did you respond?
I said something, but it was more like telling him off. It's supposed to be like, do you really think that's appropriate? Something. And I'm like, that's not. I don't appreciate that chat. Yes, sauce.
But Oaks just go and then
he unmatched me. That's not my problem.
Not my monkey, not my circus, like you always say. No. But like the one, I don't know if it's Bumbler or Bumble.
Tinder and Bumble combined.
That one. But where you can see how far the person is from you.
Most of them you can.
Okay. So it was after my last relationship had ended, like 3 months after. And I joined one of those things. And the one guy that I matched with was like, oh, do you want to come over? But I could be a serial killer.
He could be a serial killer.
That's the thing. Like, why are you brave? Like, why are you inviting strangers in your house? If you don't know me, I could rob you.
That's true.
No, this is not for me. I like to meet people organic.
Yeah, also, because also the worst is that you have a conversation, you kind of like, okay, the chat is fine, but we also don't really know. And I find it so awkward trying to have a conversation with someone that you don't know what, it's different when you're in person because then you can make small talk.
Yeah.
You'll find something to make small talk.
Yeah. But also people lie.
People do lie.
People lie a lot.
People do lie a lot.
Folks being married out here.
That's true.
Also, when you're married, like, take me through the thought process. Why are you out here meeting people?
Like, but have you seen also there's on Tinder and those dating sites, there's couples that go in there looking for like swinging, like 3 ways. They're like, my husband and I, or something. And it's not my story to tell. I had someone who was approached that I know by a married woman saying that her husband is fine with her dating other people. So like a polyamory thing. And they were like, nope, eject.
I'm sorry, I'm going to be judgmental. Are we allowed to be?
This is your own opinion.
If maybe my views on marriage are very traditional, but like if we is married, why are we still bringing other people into the union? Like why are we sleeping with other people?
Some people believe in polyamory. Some people are polygamous. I mean, isn't Zulu culture, they have how many wives? As many of them.
Not all Zulu people are polygamous.
No, not all. But I'm saying, look at Jacob Zuma, who was the president. He's got 7 wives.
But that's his lifestyle. He chose that.
But then it's these people's lifestyle. They're choosing that.
Sorry, I'm sorry for judging you, but please don't approach me.
I wouldn't be able to do it myself.
I could never.
I would get so jealous.
Yeah.
I would cut a bitch.
Hey, babes.
I would.
Don't approach me. Also, like when you're married, please. There was someone that was married, who approached me and I didn't know, right? Only found out afterwards that he was married, which makes sense because he also pulled the disappearing act, right? It was in December when I was home, like the vibe was the vibe, you know. I had no expectations, but we exchanged numbers. Then I come find out through a little birdie that the reason like when we speak on the phone, the conversations are a bit weird, is because he's married. Why do you do that?
Why? Yeah.
Like,
I don't know, it always makes me wonder, is it like a dominance thing, you know, because there's the whole notion of human and anatomy and all stuff, and in the male, oh my gosh, there was dinner that I went to where I nearly throttled this guy because we were talking about the abortion rights in America. And then he started comparing us to animals, and he said, you know, it's in men's genetics to want to spread their seed. So it just became very, my blood was boiling, because he was basically in favor of the abortion rights law, meaning banning abortion, because he said you should be responsible and have contraception, and if you don't, you have to deal with the consequences. And I was like, well, what about the man? Because how many times has it happened where a woman's been raped and she can't get the thing? Or if she's not, maybe they're not in a financial, emotional, mental state to be able to have a child. And like, whatever she decides to do with her body is her own thing. And he's like, well, then you shouldn't have sex because that's the consequences. I was like, but what about men? Men must also stop on and they get their things tied or whatever. And he said, no, like men's genetics is that's why like men can't get pregnant, so they spread their seed. Or, like literally that kind of thing. And I was like, what you are making does not compute. What are you like?
It's this generation of men.
So you saying it's okay for a man to go on and fuck as many women as he wants and impregnate them, but a woman should not be the same.
And because he's never going to have the consequences thereof.
Yeah. So she needs to think about who she has sex with, but a man never has to, and think about the consequences. But she must. So
it's an ownership thing.
Yeah. So she can't dilly-dally how she wants.
No,
even if she's responsible.
Yeah. But it's also this generation of men that watch and listen to Andrew Tate's podcast.
Oh my God.
Please, red flag number one. If I hear you quote Andrew Tate and we're on a date, I will ghost you. That's a big red flag, because I cannot. That's nonsense.
There was someone that I was speaking with. We were talking about Andrew Tate, and it's very interesting because I always try and look at an open mind. I mean, hate Andrew Tate, would not touch him with a 10-foot pole. He deserves to be in prison for the sex trafficking and everything that he does. But someone that I was speaking to once, they said that there is one little bit of a message that they kind of did understand where Andrew Tate was coming from. And it's in the fact that, and I kind of agree with this, not the way that you should treat women or anything what he was saying, like the atrocious things he said, but I do feel like men are no longer men.
Babes, we have gold diggers out here. You guys twerk for a living.
Like, men are no longer men, and it's just, again, it comes down to society and social media, where it's like, wussies now. I don't know, that's also so harsh to say, but I just feel, I don't know if now with women finding their power and coming into it, men don't understand how there can be space for both men and women at the top, it seems.
It's because then
they're intimidated, and then they just become these horrible saps. Not all, and it's not all men and all that kind of stuff, but it happens a lot more. And then it gets into this whole thing of also now, like I went on a date, and it was one of those like Tinder dates. It was during my lunch break. We went for to a cafe, and we're gonna have coffee. I hadn't had breakfast. I've been working the whole morning, so I ordered myself a muffin. And then come to the end of the date, he like reaches over like such a hero. I'll pay for your coffee. So I must pay 18 Rand for my own muffin.
Like, why did you bother to him? Like, why? Also, okay.
What a hero. But it's like, then now it comes the whole thing of, guys are like, well, if female empowerment, why should I pay for the first date, or why should I do this? Or
but who should pay for the first date?
The man.
Okay, who should pay for all the dates? Do we split it at some point?
At some point.
Okay, because I've been on a few dates with the same set of people, right? My life is messy. I won't tell you my messiness, but it's healthy messy, and it's enough for me. Where I've been out with the same set of people who will never let me pay for anything. I've been on a date with said person in Johannesburg. Known him for 10 years. Never whipped out my wallet. Like, he gets offended. Never. Like, he doesn't want to see 3 cents of my money. There's another person that I dated when I was in college as well. Same. Like, he's paid for every single date that we've gone on. But I think he's never had an expectation. I
think it's different if you're not together, but you're going on dates. But as soon as you are together, like you're a relationship, that's I think when you start splitting. Because if you're courting, and if even how many ever years later you're still courting, but you're not in a relationship, but you're still courting, then I think you still keep paying.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Explain it to me, I don't understand.
So courting meaning like, well, yeah, I guess it's dating, but it's like you never actually like we're an item, we're a thing. So courting meaning like just going on dates, you're still spending time together, like going on dates. Then they must pay, because then, like you said, there's no expectation of you. Once you're in a relationship, then there comes an expectation that we're both sides to this relationship, so we both have to bring into the relationship.
So what about...
Whereas when you're still courting, there isn't from that side. So he's chasing you, but it's like he's asking you for your time, pretty much.
So then, okay, what about those relationships then where the gentleman wants to do everything? He wants to cover all financial responsibilities.
Then that's his choice.
At every point, at every turn. And then when we're on a date, then you get the flip side of it, where you ask me out on a date, I get all dressed up and cute and whatever, I order what I want, and then you're going to complain about how expensive the menu is the entire duration of the days.
Did someone do that?
Yeah.
So my mama always taught me, she said, like first days and first couple of dates, like the man must always pay. So many men are going to be so upset about this, but also a lot of men who are going to be like, you're right. And it's because, again, they're asking for your time. They want you to choose to spend that time with them. They're fighting your affection, but also because, but what I've got on my face costs more than what's on that plate, because do you know how long it took me to get ready? My clothes, my outfit, sending you pictures. What should I wear? Sending pictures to friends. Whereas a guy will put on jeans, a t-shirt, style his hair, break alone and walk out the door.
Okay, fair. But some of them, is there confidence for men? Like, because some of them need to talk, eh? I went on a date with someone once and I just ordered a juice. So my 6 senses, they were okay. I literally just ordered a juice. That's all I ordered. We chatted the whole night. I didn't order any food. He didn't order anything. He ordered nothing. In fact, he had water. The bill comes, he slid it my way. You couldn't pay 18 Rand. At the time, juice was 18 Rand, and I still know what that restaurant is. What's that restaurant? It's that fish one. It's not Ocean Basket, the other one.
Fish one.
Remember in Siamak Village, there was that restaurant just above Woolies?
Cape Town Fish Market.
Cape Town Fish Market. Juice at the time at Cape Town Fish Market was 18 Rand. I had an orange juice. He slid the bill my way for me to pay 10 Rand and 8 Rand together. You couldn't put, like, that's taxi fare. You couldn't do that. Wherever you are, shame.
Yeah, but my mom was just, and I've spoken with family friends of ours as well, and they said, no, like, the guy's asking you for your time to take, like, they want your time and your attention. So that's kind of, it's like their way of repaying you, because now they're asking for your time and your attention. They're courting you. So that's why maybe those other guys just keep doing it. But also, maybe they're just raised better.
I think they're just raised better.
Because if I was on my day and he doesn't pay for the girls' dates, I will be angry.
But do you see him again afterwards if he hasn't paid?
No, I fully did not see that guy. He was talking about wanting to take me somewhere for sushi, and I was just like, in your wildest dreams, because I'm not going to go on a date with you again where I'm going to have to pay for myself. It sounds so petty, but the thing is, like, Why must I give up my time?
Fair. I just paid for my bill now.
But also, I just feel like, since we were talking about, the abortion and men's psychology and stuff, men need to feel like men. So when you split up that kind of, so we shouldn't categorize it as it's a men's responsibility, I guess. But the thing is, they're generally, inherently, genetically protective. They're providers. That's what they're.
And the
physiology.
And the ones who aren't, are they not providers because they don't like you? Or like, what's the psychology there? Because I've fully been with a man. I don't think he rated me at all. We were together for 5 years. I thugged it out in that relationship. I was the man. I never called him for help. I never did anything. Like, if I was stranded somewhere, I would rather phone my brother, and later on in my...
But see, then that's not someone that you want to be with anyways, because you want to be able to rely on a person. I can imagine not calling him.
No, I thugged it out. I was like, okay, so I can see that you're not reliable. I don't feel safe with you, number one, because...
I don't know how you were in that relationship for 5 years.
I felt bad. He lost his job at some point. Remember I told you? And then I was like, oh, I'll be the last straw here. Like, let me wait it out. And then I couldn't wait it out.
Yeah.
Then the relationship ended.
But even before that.
Yeah,
love is blind.
Take over your mind. But I think if the person doesn't provide and protect for you in that instance, it just, do they like you? Do they love you?
Because I think there is a part that does, because they wouldn't stay so long then.
But then why, I'm because you can easily, as a woman, you get into your masculine energy very easily, right? Like, I don't need you. And I mean that in a nice way. Like, I don't need you. My life can carry on. If I'm going to figure out how to hang my blinds in my apartment, and in order for me to do so, I'm going to climb on chairs to do it, and I fall and I break, then I will do it, right? But if I feel safe, I will call someone. Like if I'm with my siblings, for example, I'm deaf, dumb, and blind. I don't see. My hands don't work. Like, I don't have any sense of direction. And I think I'm dumb. Like, my brothers always ask me, like, how do you live life? Like, how do you not go missing?
Well, I also think, kind of like, just because I can do it doesn't mean I want to.
Yeah. But then I was...
And like, I've always got Matt around, so he can do all the stuff I don't want to do.
But you feel safe with
Matt.
Yeah. But you feel safe with Matt, and Matt wants to do it.
Yeah.
You have people that are fully committed to watching you struggle.
But then, I also think, is it somewhere then in themselves that they don't like themselves as well? Because how does any self-respecting human allow that?
You get men that will be with you just to prove a point to other people. So that, like, I'll make an example. I know that we've spoken about my last relationship before, the most recent one. Come to a weird realization about what that was. I think that he really liked the idea of me more than he actually liked me.